They chased, they negotiated, they fought plenty of competition, and they have delivered. Gabriel Jesus will soon officially become an Arsenal player, but when exactly is the medical happening? Have Arsenal made their second offer for Lisandro Martinez? What's the latest on Rafinha? And have the Gunners announced their third signing of the summer? Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Babs14. Welcome yourselves back to your boys channel, and today is a very exciting day. We've got the 3 famous words, but before we get into that, don't forget to smash a like on this video if you enjoy the content, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and help your boy as we enter the final 2,000 on the road to the big 100k. But let's get into all of the latest breaking Arsenal transfer news. And starting off with the breaking news from yesterday, we have the 3 famous words, and Arsenal fans relax, we have a brand new number 9 for next season, and that is Man City and Brazil's superstar, Gabriel Jesus. As Fabrizio Romano confirms it, Gabriel Jesus to Arsenal, here we go. Personal terms fully agreed with his agents, and Gabriel will sign until 2027, it's 100% done. Arsenal have already agreed a £45 million fee with Man City. Edu and Arteta were the key for the deal. When you hear the words "here we go," they hit differently every single time, and in this specific case, with the amount of videos that your boy has done, the negotiations, the advanced talks, interest FC to bids FC to bids accepted FC, when you get the "here we go," it's basically confirmed Gabriel Jesus will be officially soon announced as an Arsenal player. It is to be a 5-year contract, and according to reports in Brazil, his wage will be close to £190,000 a week. It is a massive contract, but also a player that was reported to be Mikel Arteta's priority of this transfer window. But in terms of what's next, according to Marcelo Hazan, Gabriel Jesus will travel to London Colney between Tuesday and Wednesday to have his medicals and sign his contracts. And in terms of the player himself, he has been seen on celebrity barber Sheldon Edwards, also known as HD Cuts, Instagram, giving Jesus a haircut, suggesting the player is in London. Ultimately, there is so much excitement about this transfer because of what Jesus offers. 25 years of age, as your boy loves saying, a player at the peak of his powers. That was a key criteria for Arteta going into this window. He wants to sign players that are ready for the now. This is a player that won't need time to adapt into the Premier League. He has worked in an environment at Man City that is the top of the top, and he understands the mentality that Arsenal players will need if they want to win top titles. Now, I've also seen a lot of Arsenal fans that aren't as excited about this transfer, and they are saying this guy doesn't have the goal scoring pedigree. He is not that goal scoring number 9 that so many Arsenal fans are begging for. But in terms of the stats here, Gabriel Jesus has the 7th best minutes to goal involvement of goals and assists ratio in Premier League history, behind the likes of Luis Suarez, Harry Kane, Titi Henry, Sergio Aguero. In my opinion, this is a player that has been serially underused during his time at Man City. This is a player that has never started over 21 games in a Premier League season, and most of his Man City appearances have come off the bench. When Jesus is starting games, whether it's left wing, right wing or down the middle, as the stats factually show, Jesus is up there with the best in terms of goal involvements per 90 minutes. And at the Emirates Stadium, he's coming to start more games. He's coming to become the main man, and so one can only hypothesize and predict with the extra starts and the extra minutes, we should see more goals from Gabriel Jesus. And here's another very interesting stat, that in terms of most goals exclusively scored from inside the box, Gabriel Jesus is top with 58 goals. All of his 58 goals in the league have come inside the box. Now that is a crazy stat. He is your typical fox in the box, and it summarizes the type of striker Arsenal are getting. Because as SofaScore points out, Jesus has a 66.6% dribble success rate in his Premier League career. That is the highest among all 26 players with at least 40 goals in the competition since he made his Premier League debut. Jesus is your typical false 9 type of profile, and in that final third is able to dribble past players, keep the ball and make some very neat passes. But on top of being that false 9 type of profile that Arteta has looked at, he also has the movement of a predator in the box. Watching him closely, he's a player that is always on the move in the box, never standing still, and he's always breaking his neck to get into the right position to score a goal. I understand that so many fans will be so excited to hear that, but he also is a player that has his flaws, and for me his biggest flaw is his inconsistent ball striking. In terms of his Man City career, in most of his seasons he's actually underperformed his expected goals. His great movement allows him to get into the positions, but sometimes due to his lack of consistent ball striking, he hasn't proven to be the most clinical. But in terms of that movement alone, one can imagine with extra experience and refining of his game, if he can address that ball striking on top of the false 9 link-up play, the tenacity and the work rate, the pressing ability that will elevate our pressing game, then for the price tag of £45 million, this might prove to be one of the biggest bargains in Arsenal's history. What are your own thoughts on Gabriel Jesus signing for Arsenal for the price tag of £45 million? And are you happy that Arsenal are signing him as our brand new number 9? On to some further breaking news, let's talk Lisandro Martinez. As per Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal have submitted a new bid for Lisandro Martinez, as reported by Mike Verwey. €40 million with add-ons included, but Ajax have always asked for a €50 million fee, and Man United have also been in touch with his agent. Confirmed there and there, Arsenal have made their second offer, and according to Mike Verwey, the second bid from Arsenal is thought to be causing doubts at Ajax. That despite it being below their overall valuation, and one can only imagine, on one side you might have the player who is very keen on a move to the Emirates Stadium, who might be pushing for a transfer as he wants to move to the Premier League, but for Arsenal to make their second offer, it indicates their intent. And with the constant negotiations to make that second offer, it shows to Ajax that Arsenal are a serious team, and as we have already seen with the transfer of Gabriel Jesus, Arsenal are able to negotiate, and for that price tag, I would not be surprised if we were to find a middle ground, maybe a fee of €45 million, a couple add-ons. And that might be enough to sign Martinez and bring him to the Emirates Stadium. And there's no surprises to see why Arsenal want to sign him. In fact, last season in the European top 7 leagues, Martinez made 13.4 passes into the final third per 90. Only Daley Blind and Trent Alexander-Arnold were the only defenders that averaged more. The more that I have thought about it, I believe that Martinez's profile might make him the perfect inverted left back. Despite playing as a centre back for Ajax, he has played games at left back, and that could cause trouble for Kieran Tierney. But ultimately, if Arsenal want to become that top team, the importance of having a competitive environment and that top quality squad depth, it's exactly what we need if we want to take ourselves to the next level. But that level of technical security and excellence also shows the ability he could also play as a backup to Thomas Partey in midfield. It seems like Arteta likes players that are able to play in many positions. The signing of Fabio Vieira, a player that's played as a number 10, as a number 8 and as a right winger. The signing of Takehiro Tomiyasu, he can play as a centre back, as a right back and as a left back. You've seen Ben White play a centre back, right back and can play in midfield. Martinez is of the same ilk and is also a quality player. And now that Arsenal have made their official second offer, Ajax have not rejected it, and I believe that negotiations will now start to heat up. The update on the Rafinha deal from Fabrizio Romano is that Arsenal have already scheduled a new meeting with Leeds United. Leeds will once again ask for the £65 million fee. Barcelona are still in contact with Deco after personal terms were agreed, but no fresh bid yet. Tottenham and Chelsea are still in talks with the agents, and the race is still open. With Arsenal scheduling that brand new meeting, it will be a meeting to decide if Arsenal can close a deal, agree a fee, and get this transfer over the line. And that is the case according to Gabriel Brazil, who said that Arsenal will try to speed up negotiations to sign Rafinha this week, with Arsenal's intention to increase their proposal and seek a quick outcome. Although Leeds will request £65 million, Rafinha's representatives believe the club will accept around £50 million. Having agreed a deal to sign Gabriel Jesus, this is the next deal, and I think they understand that this is going to be a decisive week to see if they can agree a fee, and keeping that last report in mind and the price tag of £50 million. According to the Mail, Arsenal's second bid for Rafinha will be around £50 million. Unless of course includes add-ons etc, I just don't see Arsenal spending £65 million. This is a case of Leeds being stubborn, but us also understanding the player's desire. He wants to leave Leeds, he wants to move to a top club, and he will certainly push for a transfer. So for me, I'm not concerned about the price tag, and I think if Arsenal can agree a 50 to 55 million pound deal, this then becomes a very doable deal. And according to Baron Cross, a Leeds United reporter, Leeds expect Raphinha back within a week and on a plane to Australia in less than 2. Deco has been given a very clear time frame to work to if his client doesn't want to be knee deep in Leeds' pre-season on the other side of the world. The time is ticking, and the player himself has actually been seen in Ibiza with his agent Deco, and as long as Arsenal are able to negotiate the add-ons and entice Leeds into the offer, with this being the week of Gabriel Jesus, if things go to plan, next week might just be the week of Raphinha to the Emirates Stadium. Moving on, let's talk Arsenal's third signing of the summer. Putting aside Jesus, Fabrizio Martinez, Arsenal have officially announced their third signing, and he's the goalkeeper out of the USA. As Arsenal announced from New Jersey to North London, welcome home Matty Turner. Welcome to Arsenal, Matt Turner, and Arsenal have confirmed that Turner will be Arsenal's new number 30. Arsenal agreed a deal to sign this player back in January, and now Matt Turner is officially an Arsenal player. He is going to be the brand new backup goalkeeper to Aaron Ramsdale, with Mikel Arteta saying that Matt is an experienced goalkeeper who will bring high quality to our squad. He has shown with his performances in recent years in the MLS and at the international level with the US that he is a goalkeeper who will give us added strength going into next season. Truth be told, I don't know what to expect here because I don't watch the MLS or the US national team, but Turner is described as a goalkeeper that is very good in terms of shot stopping, fantastic when it comes to claiming crosses, and even though he isn't the best with his feet, he is an expert when it comes to saving penalties. As so far in his career, Turner has saved 45% of his penalties that he has faced. That is a crazy stat, and it could be very important. As we see in other teams like Chelsea and Liverpool, they have goalkeepers that are specialised penalty savers, and in certain games they might change their goalkeepers in extra time, and in the case of Chelsea, it's actually won them trophies. He is coming to the Emirates to provide competition for Aaron Ramsdale, so we're going to have to wait and see. But to the guys that have watched Matt Turner play, especially the fans of the USA, what do you guys make of what are your thoughts on the player, and do you think he will be a good signing for Arsenal Football Club? Fabrizio Romano says that Arsenal have always intended to keep William Saliba at the club next season, and it is still the club's plan. Mikel Arteta wants Saliba in next year's squad. Arsenal also will try to negotiate a new contract with the player. First confirmed by Chris Wheatley and now Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal are negotiating a brand new contract for William Saliba. And for me, this has to be one of our priorities for this window, because yes, it's great to sign players, but we have one of the best centre-back prospects in world football, a player that at 21 years of age has shown great signs of leadership at Marseille, a player that demands the ball, that is an extremely good defender. If Arsenal don't sign him down to a brand new contract, with that level of potential kept in mind, if Arsenal are unable to extend his contract, then don't be surprised if top European clubs come in and try to sign him. And moving on to the other Arsenal news today, and starting off with a collapsed transfer of the player that was set to leave the Emirates, that as it stands is not the case. As according to the Gunner blog, Daniel Ballard's proposed move to Burnley has fallen through. The clubs agreed a fee structure this week and the player actually travelled for his medical, but terms could not ultimately be agreed. Ballard and Arsenal still fielding lots of interest from elsewhere. He was set to go to Burnley. The fee was agreed of £2 to £3 million, but terms could not be agreed. Now whether that's Arsenal or the player, I believe it's more the player. For myself, seeing Ballard go to Burnley to work under Vincent Kompany, it could have been a very good transfer, but despite of that, with the amount of interest in this player, I fully expect him to leave, and if Arsenal are clever in negotiations, they will use the other interest and try to negotiate at even higher price tag. And finally, here's a stat for you guys. In the last 135 days, Arsenal's owner Stan Kroenke has won 3 rings in America, a championship with the LA Rams, a championship with the Colorado Mammoth, and the latest is a championship with the Colorado Avalanche. Trophies on top of trophies, and these are all teams that are owned by KSE, and for Arsenal's sake now, this will be the second consecutive summer transfer window where they are going to invest well over £100 million, and with the amount they have won with the teams in America, one can only hope that those championships can transfer themselves to England and soon to Arsenal Football Club. But with Arsenal looking to spend money once again and the Cronkies back in Mikel Arteta, what are your honest thoughts on the Arsenal ownership? But that is the video there and there, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and if you have, don't forget to smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you would like to follow your boy on all of his social medias, then the links will be down below in the description. But that was today's episode of the Transfers FC. Here we go, Gabriel Jesus will be an Arsenal player, and turn on your post notifications because very soon we're going to have a very special upload on this channel. Until then, take care of yourselves, and in a bit.